Yo, what's good, guys? So my name is Kihua. It took me around 5 months, as you guys know, to scale my agency from 0 to 60K per month with my car detailing agency. And in today's video, I'm just going to be talking about the lessons that I learned along the way, which I'll be giving to you basically for free on this video, which will save you 1, a lot of fucking time, and 2, a lot of money, because it took me a lot of time of working on the wrong shit and reiterating what I was doing for a while, and also took me a lot of money to learn what to work on. So in this video, I'm just going to be giving you all of these lessons, just A to Z, so you don't have to go through that bullshit. So besides that, let's get right into it. Okay, boys, so the first lesson that you guys need to understand is just inputs and outputs. It's very fucking basic, it's very simple, but there's no difference between me and any person who's watching this video whatsoever. Genuinely, I was in the worst fucking position you could possibly be put in. I was sleeping on the fucking floor in a house with graffiti stains everywhere. Mentally, it was not the best place I could be at. Now, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you do the same shit that I did, you will get the same result. Like I said, do not think I'm better than you. Do not think any other person in this space is better than you, because they're not. They just did different shit, okay? That's all it is. So you have to understand every action creates an equal and opposite reaction. Now, you also have to understand that the actions you're taking, especially in the online money space, are not linear, right? The actions you put in today, you may not see the fruits of your labor for at least like 3-4 days, right? Or 5 days sometimes, maybe even 2 weeks. But you have to understand you have to just keep taking relentless action, keep putting in those inputs without seeing an immediate result, right? Every single person has to go through it. For me, it took 3 to 4 months for it to actually kind of compound and for it to actually start building up. But you have to view yourself almost like a slingshot when taking these inputs, right? It's like you're getting dragged back, nothing's happening, you're working, and then finally, because of the amount of effort and the amount of inputs you put in, the universe is just gonna bend to your will and you're gonna fucking shoot forward like a slingshot. For months, I had to work a fucking bullshit 9 to 5, cold call every single day, and then on top of that, I had to do other shit to make money on the side as well. Every single fucking day for months. I was waking up, I was just fucking, it was dark, I'd wake up, I'd put on my uniform, I'd go to work, I'd come home from work, I'd cold call, and that was literally it. But you have to understand that if you just put in the same inputs as me, you're going to get the same output. One of the best inputs that I've actually been able to do as well is just understanding volume, right? 2 + 2 = 4, motherfuckers. It's not rocket science. If you are doing something to get appointments, let's just say you're shooting out cold emails, right? Or cold DMs to get appointments, right? And let's just say you shoot out 500 per day, right? And you're getting 3 appointments per day from that amount of volume. All you have to do is apply more volume to said appointment booking method. It's very fucking simple. For me, I was doing texts, right? For every 500 texts I'd shoot out, I'd get 3-4 appointments, right? So I was like, wait a minute, what if I just shoot out 1,500, 2,000? Do so much fucking volume, it's almost unreasonable for you not to win. Because I don't like having bad luck or having a possible statistic of me failing whatsoever, right? So I just wanted to make it unreasonable for me not to fail. Most of you guys, when I hear you guys ask me questions, you're like, oh, is 25 cold calls enough? Is 50 DMs a day enough? No, it's not. It never is enough. You need to do more, a lot more. So that's one of the number 1 tenets that I used with my inputs, was just applying a lot of volume to every single input I was doing, right? If you do a mass amount of outreach, a disgusting volume of outreach, you're going to, get a disgusting volume of appointments, which is going to lead into a disgusting volume of sales calls as well. I've had 300 sales calls in a single month. That's how I'm making as much money as I'm making now. Most of you guys get 50, 60 a month and you think that's too much, right? Another big thing that I really want to cover is, I was talking to some other agency owners as well, and they were talking to me about the amount of volume I was putting them through, right? Because I was kind of coaching them on how to actually put in this volume, was almost, they thought it was too much mentally for themselves to handle. You guys need to understand that it's not going to get easier. It's not going to get less stressful. Where you are right now, if you think having 10 sales calls a day is stressful, wait until you have 40 clients. It's literally, you have to acclimate yourself to it, right? Imagine you're getting into a hot tub and it's really fucking hot right when you get in, or maybe a cold plunge, right? But the longer you sit in that hot tub, the longer you sit in that ice cold water, the more you're going to get used to it, right? You need to acclimate yourself to the type of person who can put out that much volume. Because I was okay with taking 20, 15 sales calls in a single day, because I was the type of person who could handle it. The second thing that we're going to be going into is mindset. Now, when I say mindset, I'm not talking about the heebie-jeebie fucking David Goggins, you got to put yourself through pain and suffering to make money. Making money does not need to be fucking painful whatsoever. It was very, very, very easy for me to go from 0 to 60K. Genuinely, it was easy as fuck. Now, once I figured out how to make it easy, it was easy. The months before were hard as fuck. I was doing the Alex Hormozi, the Andrew Tate, the David Goggins, the pain and the fire, the suffering, the fact that I have to kill the old version of myself, which you still do have to do, but it does not have to be painful. One of the biggest things that I learned with actually being able to almost hypnotize myself into becoming the type of person who who could make 60K per month, who could make 100K per month, was hypnotization, right? You need to hypnotize yourself into becoming a different type of person, because the person you are right now is not the type of person who's going to scale. You do have to kill it, but it does not need to be painful, right? You don't need to think that cold calling is painful or sales calls are painful. You know, everyone who's watching this probably has, I'd say, mental resistance towards handling objections, let's just say, right? We need to make it easy for you to handle objections subconsciously, right? So one of the biggest things that I do is subliminals. It's like positive affirmations, but way higher leveraged, because instead of sitting down and looking at yourself in the mirror every day and saying, I'm the best, I'm the greatest, you record yourself saying, I am the type of person who is making 100K per month. I am grateful for making 100K per month. And you play it on repeat over and over and over and over in your headphones until it ingrains into your fucking mind, right? You guys do not understand how powerful your subconscious is. Every single belief that you have will translate into reality. If you think that going to the fucking gym is hard every day and you tell yourself going to the gym is hard, going to the gym is difficult, I don't like going to the gym, I'm not the type of person who goes to the gym, how difficult do you think is it going to be for you to go? When you wake up, you're probably going to have way more mental resistance towards someone who just believes that going to the gym is easy. The hard work that you have to do is easy work for someone else just because they believe it's easy. So understand that your mindset is more important than every other action you're going to take, because if you can fix your mind, every other action you're going to have to take will become easy. It's going to flow. It's just going to be a complete flow state that you're going to go into. So this is one of the biggest things I did, was those subliminals, and it changed the way I view the world. Now, there is an audio that I'm actually going to link in the description that will help boost these subliminals when you listen to them. Now, it's a double-edged sword. I'm going to tell everybody that's watching this audio is potentially dangerous if you listen to the wrong shit afterwards. It opens up your mind to be a lot more suggestible towards things, good and bad, right? So if you listen to this shit and then you listen to your subliminals, they're going to ingrain more into your subconscious, right? But if you listen to this and let's just say you listen to negative music, that will also ingrain into your subconscious pretty deeply. I've also experienced pretty adverse effects from listening to this tape. So I'm going to give it to you guys with a little bit of caution. Read through the description. There's lots of fucking warnings all over it, but listen to it. Like I said, just be careful with it. So the third lesson I want to go into is morning routine. Now, your morning is basically the biggest thing. It's like the foundation for the entire day, right? You want to make sure that what you're doing in the morning is going to optimize you and how you feel for the rest of the day. If you wake up and you drink a beer in the morning, you're probably going to feel like fucking shit, right? Same if you wake up and you smoke weed right in the morning, right? So what I usually do in the morning, and these are just the inputs that I'm doing that I'm just going to give to you guys so you can just fucking copy them, is I wake up and I meditate immediately. First thing I fucking do. I don't even leave the bed half the time. I literally wake up, I grab my headphones, I put them on my head, and I meditate. That's all it is. I listen to these very specific tapes, which I can't really get into right now, but these are fucking insane. After I meditate, I listen to my subliminal for around an hour, right? Right when you're waking up, especially, you're still, I believe, in theta state, right? So your mind is still actually a little more suggestible towards things immediately in the morning. Same with actually when you're about to go to sleep at night as well, which is, I also have a nightly routine, which I'll get into as well. But the biggest thing I do is I listen to my subliminal for an hour and I don't fucking eat food. For the first 6 hours of the day, I stray away from food. When you eat food right in the morning, you will notice the brain fog that you're gonna get is pretty detrimental, especially towards your work. So the biggest thing I do right in the morning is 1, black fucking coffee after I do my subliminal. No bullshit in it, besides maybe some raw honey. And then 2, I smoke a fucking cigarette. Now, if you guys aren't smoking nicotine, don't get onto it. But if you are, and you're smoking a fucking vape, quit that shit. Vapes are for fucking children. You're smoking a goddamn light up toy, all right? You need to quit that bullshit, and you need to smoke a fucking cigarette like a real man, all right? So those are the biggest things I do. Meditation, caffeine boost. Sometimes they'll take a cold shower. It's not necessary, right? You don't need to have a 15-step fucking morning routine that if you feel like you mess up, it ruins the whole day. Keep it simple, right? Mine is meditation, black coffee, cigarette, get to work, right? And obviously listen to my subliminal. I also listen to my subliminal throughout the day. Every time I'm at the gym, I listen to my subliminal. I just layer it with music as well, so it's a little more digestible. Because obviously you need to make it more digestible. Listening to a raw audio tape of yourself talking about who you are and what you've accomplished all day gets a little repetitive, gets a little monotonous. So that's why I actually layer it with music. Now, obviously, remember, you need to layer it with high frequency music, not bullshit. Don't layer your fucking subliminal with Ken Carson. But layer it with something like, I don't know, I listen to some African Tribe. It's really fucking good. I layer it with that. And then also the Interstellar theme song is fucking amazing as well. But yeah, those are the main things that I do in the morning to kind of optimize the rest of my day. Like I said, keep it fucking simple. Please don't have a 15-step routine on, you know, you gotta wake up and fucking jerk off and then go like, you know, run on a fucking treadmill and then do 100 push-ups and then take a cold shower. You don't have to do any of that bullshit. Do what works for you as well. Try my morning routine. Try my routine. If it doesn't work for you, don't do it, right? But if it does and you see yourself start making more money and you see yourself being a little more focused, then do it. The biggest thing that I actually fell into, which was really fucked, is I started copying all these entrepreneurs' routines, right? And I thought it was going to help me in the beginning, and it really fucked me over. Genuinely. Like, I love Alex Hormozi. Amazing business advice. I did the Mosey meals. I went to Panda Express and ate 3,000 calories of fucking seed oils every day to bulk up when I was poor, when I was broke. And I tried to just power through it with my mind and, you know, just drink fucking coffees and whatnot and get through it, but it just didn't make me feel good. Same with the, you know, David Goggins fucking routine and all these other guys that you kind of see online. It's like, just do what works for you, but I recommend everybody try mine because I feel like mine isn't really that detrimental. It's not 15 steps. It's pretty simple. So yeah. And the fourth thing I want to go into is eliminating all fucking distractions, right? If you don't need to be on your phone, go put it in a fucking closet and just hop on your laptop. One of the biggest things that I use are just apps that will actually just block notifications throughout the day. So it's one of the biggest things. Obviously, you can just look this up online or on the App Store as well. It really does help. Another good thing that I do is me and my girlfriend, we actually have each other's like screen, like share, it's like screen time passcodes, right? So I've set one on her phone. She set one on my phone. So I can only be on Instagram and these social media platforms for a certain amount of time per day. Now I do make a lot of money off these social media platforms. So I've actually had to actually extend my social media, I'd say screen like time, like limit on my phone. But I'd really recommend you do that with either a friend, a parent of yours as well. And I guarantee they will understand as well. Everyone believes that being on social media for a good amount of time during the day is not productive. So just always recommend you can do this yourself. It's very easy. You just go up to a friend and say, hey, set a screen time password on my phone and just give me only an hour. And every time I need to get it unlocked, I have to ask you. You need to cause friction between you and your distractions. Most people will just, you know, they'll just start scrolling randomly. They'll be on their phone, maybe texting a lead, and then they'll get a notification from Instagram. They tap on it and then boom, they're fucking stuck in the doom scroll watching bullshit content. It's like you have to cause friction between you and your distractions. Another one of the biggest distractions that I had to eliminate as well was negative people, right? You are who you hang out with. If you hang out with a bunch of fucking broke losers, you will become one. Even if you have to go through a period of isolation, which is what I had to do it. Right? Every single entrepreneur is going to have to go through that. There's going to be a point in time where you're not making enough money to be hanging out with the top guys, and you're also just doing shit differently than all the rest of your friends. So you're going to be alone for a little bit of time. They're going to have this like gray period. I had to go through it for around a month until I found Marco and Zeke. And I guarantee every single person watching this video is going to have to go through it too as well. So yeah, one of the biggest things is you guys really just need to cause a lot of friction between you and your distractions. So if you guys are hanging out with fucking losers, the biggest thing I'm going to tell you to do is text them all right now that you're done hanging out with them until you're making 50K per month. Genuinely. And if you don't do it, then you don't want it bad enough, right? I'm going to give you guys all of the lessons during this video of what to fucking do. I will give you actionable steps in this video. But if you just don't do it, then you didn't want it bad enough, right? So that's really it. So besides that, work environment is extremely important. This is the fifth thing I really want to talk about. Look at where I'm at now. How motivated do you think I am when working? Because of my environment. Very fucking motivated. That's why I travel a lot. That's why I go to Cape Town. That's why I go to Dubai. That's why I go to fucking Miami. That's why I go to all these different spots, is it keeps me motivated. I also feel like I'm just on the go. I'm constantly fucking going. I'm constantly just attacking life in every other fucking aspect, right? Most of you guys are sitting in your hometown, in your parents' fucking house, trying to cold call, trying to take sales calls. You're in your old environment, right? So the biggest thing I'm going to tell everybody who's watching this, let's just say you can't leave your environment because you're too fucking broke, right? Change your room up. Switch up everything in your room. Literally rearrange your bed, rearrange everything on your walls, take old posters down, and just rearrange everything. You need to just change your environment to make it better. Along with that is this actually ties into eliminating distractions. Let's just say you are an alcoholic, right? Get all the beer in the house and throw it out. That's in your environment. It's going to cause you to get more distracted. Say you're a chronic weed smoker and you cannot stop and it's a really big issue. Just go throw out all your weed shit. It's very simple to change. If you change your environment, it will change your work. That's all it is. Like another big thing is most of you guys, when I see you taking sales calls, and this is for anybody, any agency owner that's taking sales calls actively, I see your backgrounds and they're fucking shit. I would never buy from you. Why the fuck would I buy from a kid who's in his college dorm with his clothes on the bed? You know what I mean? It's stupid. Don't fucking do any of that shit. You guys need to be taking sales calls in good environments. So something I tell all of my coaching clients to do, and I'm going to tell all you guys to do as well, is get the fuck out of your house when you're taking sales calls. Go to coffee shops, right? There's a guy in my program. His name is Noah. Sick ass fucking guy. He's only been in it for 2 weeks. He was doing e-com for the past like 8 months. He closed a 5K piff actually recently in Panera, in fucking Panera. Panera was a better environment than his home, and it caused him to actually think differently just by being in fucking Panera, by the way. Now, I'm not telling everybody to go to like some fast food place and take sales calls, but that was the best place that he could have taken a sales call, right? Because there was nowhere else in his environment. He lives in a kind of a smallish town up on the East Coast, and there's not a lot of, I'd say, coffee shops, libraries that are open that have decent backgrounds. This Panera looked pretty good. So get the fuck out of your house, please. You guys do not need to do the Charlie Morgan, sit in the dark, grind, be in pain, taking your sales calls, right? That's not how you fucking do it. That's not how I did it, right? I landed in Dubai. You guys all know this, with $2,000 on my bank account off a one-way ticket. The first time I ever landed there, right? And I closed 13,000 in 3 days. Why do you think that happened? I was in fucking Dubai. That's why. I had the Burj Khalifa behind me every time I took a sales call. You have any idea how much authority that establishes with the person that's on the sales call with you? A lot, right? I would never buy from someone who's in their fucking room, right? I'm more likely to buy from someone who doesn't even have their camera on and has a better profile photo. You know, has a good quality profile photo on their camera, on their profile image, you know, if they turn their camera off. I'm more likely to buy from them than someone who has their camera on, is smiling, has good tonality, but they are in the worst fucking environment. It's stupid to do so. So yeah, environment will help you eliminate your distractions, but you have to understand that environment is fucking king. Environment, like, literally will change the way you do everything. I tell guys, actually, as well, that I'm working with, to just buy a plane ticket to Dubai. Even if they don't have money, just do it. I've had guys who weren't making money when they first started working with me, buy the ticket to Dubai and then print. I'm talking not like 10K a month, not 15. I'm talking like 20, 25K a month. Like, just in doing that action forces you to also change as well, puts you under pressure as well. And you also know that the new environment is coming. So yeah, I have a guy, he's about to just fly out to Dubai, and we're literally gonna scale him up in person in Dubai. We will not let this guy leave Dubai in a fucked situation. You know what's crazy? I even heard of another mentor. He invited some guys over to Dubai. He had a mentee retreat in Dubai. Some of the guys left Dubai in debt, right? That will never fucking happen with me because, one, the environment I'm going to place them in is going to be with me personally. I'm not going to fucking let these guys wander off and do some bullshit. They're going to be with me personally. So it's like, think about it like this. If any one of you motherfuckers who's watching this right now was with me in person every day for an entire month, I guarantee you would make more than 15,000. Minimum. Bare fucking minimum. That would be your standard. That'd be your floor. If you dip below that, you would probably want to vomit, right? So that's all it is. Genuinely. I guarantee any person who's watching this, if I put you around me for a long enough period of time, you would fucking scale no matter what. So the sixth lesson I'm going to go into is, after I go through the fast, right, that I do in the morning, and this is very, very, very crucial. You don't want to break your fast with some bullshit. I break it with either raw honey or fruit. What you guys need to really avoid, and this is just a really good lesson, is carbs. I know that sounds kind of stupid. I'm fucking telling you guys that avoiding carbs is going to make you more money, but it genuinely will. You don't want to hop on a sales call with someone and be brain fogged as fuck and feel tired and feel lethargic. It's going to translate onto that sales call. You want to be high energy. You want to almost be fucking like jumping with fucking glee that you're even on the sales call, and you're not going to feel that way if you eat shit and if you consume shit that is going to make you feel slower. It's like, imagine, it's the same thing as like if you jerked off before a fucking sales call. I know they talk about it on Wolf on Wall Street, but it is literally the exact same thing. If you do something like that, if you do something that's going to drain your energy before a sales call or before you get to work, it's just going to cook your whole fucking day. So just avoid carbs. That's literally one of the 6 lessons I'm going to tell every single person that's watching this. Just cut those shits out. Now, if you're going to have carbs, just have them at night. All right. I'm not saying that I'm fucking perfect, clean edge, right? I'll eat some fucking spaghetti late at night. All right. Obviously, not right before I go to bed, because then I'm going to wake up and I'm going to feel tired. But, you know, let's just say 7, 8 p.m. rolls around. I've gotten all the work done in the day. You know, they got some nice ass fucking bread they're serving, you know, with the food. I'll have some. It's not the end of the world. But make sure you don't do it in the morning right when you break your fast. So, and then the 7th step. So when it comes down to coffee, right, I'm just going to get into coffee really quickly. I know this is like, I'm just talking about food and diet, but it does really translate into your work. And if you guys follow everything I'm telling you to do, you will make more money. Don't fucking just brew coffee. Don't order coffee. Don't drive to Starbucks to get your coffee. Get instant coffee, put it in a cup, pour water in it, and drink it like a fucking shot. It's not supposed to taste good. Do you think I enjoy and sip my morning coffee? No, I just drink that shit and I get to work. It's like gasoline. You have to view yourself as a fucking Lamborghini, and you need the right amount of fucking fuel to get the day started. So for me, I just drink coffee smoke a cigarette, and get to work. That's it. You think the cigarette tastes good? No. But that shit gets my mind fucking going. That shit gets me going every single fucking day. So you guys gotta understand that you don't need to waste time brewing your coffee. There's a reason I have a private chef, right? I could be cooking in the morning, making the food, making a steak. It wastes fucking time. Now I know some of you guys are like, bro, this guy's fucking... he's over his head, you know, he has a private chef, a private barber. I'm telling you guys, if you want to get to the level where I'm at, you need to make sure that your time is fucking optimized. Every single second that you have right now, every single second that slips away, you can never get back whatsoever. You only live once, right? You can't go back in time. Everything that you do, and let's just say if you do something and it's a waste of time, you've just effectively wasted a portion of your fucking life, right? So you got to understand, you can't waste a portion of your existence cooking food when you could be working, or brewing coffee when you could be working. Instant coffee in a cup, drink it, you're done. That's it. I sometimes don't even eat. Now, obviously that's not good, but you know what I mean? Like sometimes I can't because I'm fucking working. I have shit to do. I have calls to hop on. I have literally just lots of shit to get done. Maybe an ad account fucking gets restricted and I have to go fix it for a client. It's like you need to be constantly on top of your shit, and doing anything that's gonna waste your time is gonna just fuck you over. So don't brew your fucking coffee. Just drink it instant. It's so easy. So the 8th lesson we're gonna get into as well is consistency. All right, doing the shit and moving the needle forward every single day, even if it's just by a fraction, even if it's just by 5%, 10% improvement every single day on what you're doing. For me, it was just hiring an extra setter per day. I first started hiring maybe 1 person a day, 2 people a day, 3 people a day. But as long as I was consistently growing by a certain percentage every single day, I was making progress, right? You guys can never stagnate, ever, right? If you are at a certain level every single day for the entire month, you are actually technically losing money. Let's just say you're at 50K per month every month, right? And you're not growing, and you're not losing money, you're just at 50K per month. You guys know what fucking inflation is? Your 50K won't be worth 50K in a few years. So you have to understand, you have to keep growing incrementally every single day. Even if it's not by a lot, just make sure you can do it. One of the biggest things that I've done, and this could be with any habit, work is a really good one, is I have my laptop literally directly next to me, right? Directly next to me when I sleep. Probably not good for my brain. I might get cancer soon, but I have it right next to me. So the first thing I do when I wake up is I see my laptop. It's right there. It's open, it's ready to go, and it helps me just be more consistent with it. Same with if the night before, you put toothpaste on your toothbrush and you let it sit there. You're gonna be probably more consistent with brushing your fucking teeth. So actually something I've learned from Atomic Habits as well, which is really good, is, well, what I just basically said is, let's just say in the morning when you wake up, you make your bed, you put your pillow on your actual pillowcase, or you put your book on your pillowcase, right? That means every single night when you're about to go to bed, you're gonna see that book sitting there and you're more likely to just read it and act upon it. You need to optimize your environment to stay consistent. One of the biggest things that I've done, right? So I always have my laptop next to me, ready to go. I always, the night before I go to sleep, I intentionally set my alarms. I don't have it automatically set. I actually manually set my alarms for the time I wanna wake up next morning, so I'm consistent with even the time that I'm waking up at. So these are very, very, very basic principles, but I'm telling you, if you just stick to them, you'll be fine. You'll be very consistent with what you do. And it's also about just asking yourself, like, how bad do you want it? Like, why are you not consistent? Is it because you're hanging out with fucking pussies? Hanging out with a bunch of losers that are getting you distracted? You have to ask yourself why you're not consistent. Is it because you have to go to school? Oh, I had to do a bunch of schoolwork. That's why I couldn't get the work done. Why are you even in school? And I'm not joking. This is what I tell my coaching clients. If someone joins my program and they're in college, I tell them to fucking drop out. Why the fuck are you in my program with a plan B? You need to cut every single bridge off. So this is gonna tie into the last lesson, which is just taking action. But the main thing that actually pushed me to take action, and this is is me nearly being fucking homeless. Me sleeping on the fucking ground is what pushed me to take action, right? I also burned every fucking bridge. I got canceled in high school. Everyone fucking hated me. Teachers included, all talk shit against me. Then I made sure I couldn't go to college because I went and I dropped out, and I didn't even really officially drop out. I just let my grades go to shit and just left and just stopped doing it, right? So I couldn't really go back there. I made it a mental, thing that I just couldn't go back to college. And then I put myself, by the way, this is a lot of self-accountability. I put myself in the position of being homeless. Right? It was my fucking fault, boys. I'm not a victim. I'm not gonna sit here and cry and say all these other things, all combined together and made me homeless. Yeah, maybe they did. All right, losing my fucking parents' house in the divorce definitely did. My best friend giving up on me and being a fucking pussy and kicking me out definitely did as well. But it was still my fault. I could have worked the months before and saved up enough cash and, you know, possibly not been in that position, but I didn't. I didn't whatsoever. And it was my fault that I was nearly fucking homeless. But understanding that I had burned every fucking bridge, understanding the amount of pressure I was put under, made me take action. What I do with a lot of guys, this is good mental exercise. If you have 10K in your bank account and you're working a 9 to 5, quit. If you are wanting to get into business and you're still in high school, you're still in college, drop the fuck out. Why the fuck are you there? Those places are a waste of time. Those places create workers. If you don't want to be a cog in the machine, stop doing it. Burn every bridge, right? If you struggle with taking action, that means you don't have a fire lit under you that is burning hot enough. You need to add gas to that fucking fire. That's gonna get you up and get you going. It was possibly going to sleep in my car. For me, it was not fucking eating for an entire week when I had food around me. You know what's crazy? I met my girlfriend when I was nearly homeless. I went to her house. I watched her parents make food, and I sat there and I didn't eat for a whole fucking week. Now, I'm not telling anybody to do this. This is like actual self-harm. But I'm telling you, I put myself under so much goddamn pressure, I had to perform. If I didn't perform, no food. No food for the next week, right? You know what's crazy? That week I didn't eat, guess what happened? I closed my first high-ticket client. I didn't close another one for a good amount of months, but I put myself under so much fucking pressure that I had to do it. Right? Most of you guys don't have to fucking roll the dice and get a 6. Most of you guys get to sit in your nice, comfortable house, or maybe just go to your school every day. Everything's good. Nothing's happened to you in the past. You're not under any pressure, but you kind of want to make money. You tell people you want to make money, but are you in the position where you have to make money? That is what I want you to be in, right? You can do it to yourself. You can burn every bridge. You can tell your parents you're not going to college. You can stop going to school, and you can put all your effort and all of your energy into this if you really wanted to. But most of you guys won't. And that's the hard truth of it all. It's all a fucking choice. You sitting here and watching this video, not taking action, is a fucking choice. You going to that job every day is a fucking choice. You going to school every day is a goddamn choice as well. It was my choice to be fucking homeless, right? When I see a homeless person on the street, do I feel any sympathy for these motherfuckers anymore? None. None whatsoever, because it's their choice. It's their standard, right? That is their standard. Their standard is them being homeless, right? My standard wasn't. That's why I got out of it. It was a choice for me to be homeless, and it was a choice for me to be fucking sitting here in this villa. It was a choice for me to buy this fucking watch. It was a choice for me to get my girlfriend out of her environment and bring her along with me. And most of you motherfuckers don't understand that, or can't take the self-responsibility to understand that. So, guys, those are the fucking lessons that took me from 0, sleeping on the fucking floor, to being in a Cape Town mansion, making $60,000 per month for my agency. If you do want to know the exact strategy, like A to Z, I filmed a whole video of it. It's going to pop up here. And then on top of that, if you also want to watch a video of me closing a deal for $4,500, you can also tap on that as well. It's going to pop up in a little bit as well. So besides that, those are the lessons that took me from point A to point B. And if you have any questions, just shoot me a text on Instagram and I got you. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Let's kill it.